Hey everyone, this is Common Denominator. Got another video here on the topic of smiling and being friendly as a black person. Apparently, to some people in the black community, this is not acting black enough. I got some video I'm going to show you here. But before we get to the video, I just want to say that there is a really dumb idea out there that being too friendly is the equivalent of acting white. And I really need to talk about this because this is a problem. This is a big problem. Some of you out there know exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm going to get into it. Let's get into it.
Was just I didn't know what black people were, and this may sound funny to some people, but I didn't know a black person until I was in junior high school.
Where did you live?
Albuquerque, New Mexico is where I was raised.
Okay, I'm gonna work with you on that one. Why do you think that has harmed your marriage
because
today?
He talks about, well, cause I don't want to say he's a racist or anything, but he talks about, he has very strong black views. Mm-hmm. And I'm mixed. I'm two different races that are mixed together. So that may offend me sometimes when he's talking about certain things. I may feel offended. Just like I'll feel offended if a Caucasian
what kind of
person
things
speaks
does he say that offend you?
For instance, he'll say, if I do something, he'll be like, that's just like a white girl. That is what a white person would do. Or that would be what a white girl would do.
Do you do that nonsense?
I would say yeah, but I mean the things that I'm pointing out.
Okay, first thing you want to notice in this clip is she mentions that he has really strong black views. This isn't a black view. This is a portion of the black culture has this view. Not everyone believes this. As you'll see in the video. Also, look under his name, 41-year-old rapper. Okay, this is the mentality of these type of people. This is a very interesting dynamic.
Now it's kind of obvious that that's what is exclusive.
Why don't you list for me some of the obvious white girl actions that your wife takes?
Like she don't know how to really dance.
Okay, obviously that's a racist stereotype. She don't know how to really dance. First of all, I have a big problem. I talked about this in another video, the Ebonics. Instead of saying she doesn't know how to dance, she don't. And if you were to correct him, that would be white, speaking too proper. That's a racist stereotype. White people have dances. They dance. They have swing dancing, line dancing, all kind of dancing.
She will sometimes, but she don't like to clean up.
Another racist stereotype. This is just basically ignorance. This is the lower rungs of black society. People living in the ghetto, people with no class. This is ignorance. It's lack of education.
Like, clean up after.
How is that a white girl thing?
Well, because what I'm saying is like, I'm really, because there's nothing really coming to mind just straight off to my head, but I can say like, I mean, you have some people, I would really say that that's all people that some people just don't want to clean up, but I've known like a lot of, you can go to, I guess you can go to white folks' house, black folks' house, it don't matter, they're going to be dirty, they're going to be dirty. I guess it really don't matter about your shade when it comes to that. But there are certain things that she does that I would say are exclusive, just the way that she'll talk about things like, certain way you don't do things around black folks. You just don't do it like that.
Can you think of, and I know it's kind of putting you on the spot a little bit, but can you think of one? Or you?
I mean, just being friendly.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
You can't walk around, hi, how you doing?
Why can't you?
And I mean, you can, but you're gonna get a funny look. We looking at you like.
Hang on. So in order to be black, you can't be friendly?
No, being friendly, like just overly, like just walking around, hey, like go lucky. Like it's not lucky out here. This is real life. We out here struggling. Ain't nobody trying to smile all the time until it get right.
People in the audience, look at their faces. People are just confused. People are like, this fool. What is he talking about? I mean, even the judge. This is ignorance at its best. But the sad thing is, his views are held by a lot of people. Okay, this is a very, very commonly held view about how black people are supposed to carry themselves and how we're supposed to behave. Not supposed to be smiling. She says, what's wrong with it? She was raised in the white society. She just found out she was black 6 months before. I'll put the link to the video in the description. I have a few questions. How does this translate to the job market? How do, customer service? It's almost embarrassing. I don't even want to mention it because, it could produce a lot of racism and stereotypes. But how does this translate to people who meet black people for the first time who are from these kind of areas and their attitude, this attitude of not smiling? Do we really want black America to be known as this group that doesn't smile?
Then maybe we'll be in here smiling, but we ain't walking around here, hey, how you doing? And it's a great day for you in the neighborhood. Maybe, but
I do it all the time.
Good for you. That's good for
you. And
you.
I know a lot of black people. I know thousands and thousands of black people
I know
who
thousands
are not.
Of thousands that don't.
But I understand that, but what I'm saying is we are not one monolithic structure.
Exactly.
We are people. We are individuals. Right. They're happy black folk. They're angry black folk. Right. They're smart black folk. There's confused black folk. So for you to tag a certain behavior as non-black because it doesn't meet your emotional status is incorrect. I'm just saying you are wrong.
Your opinion.
No. Oh, no, you're wrong. It's not an opinion. There are different kinds of black people. We've been fighting all of our lives to be thought of as people and individuals, and now you're telling me that you lose your black card if you smiling and happy. That's absurd.
Okay.
That's absurd. Well, now I'm really must be black now because I'm not smiling anymore. I'm angry. Has my blackness gone up for you?
I guess so. That's what you feel.
Holy moly! What other things does he say at home?
Okay, there we have it. We have an educated Judge Lynn Toler, she, lawyer, judge, versus a 41-year-old rapper. Unfortunately, the 80% or so of black culture, I would say 75, 8%. I hope to God it's not that bad, but I would say the majority of black people who come from the inner city have and espouse these types of views. But here, Judge Lynn Toler is telling him, no, it's not all black people. She has to educate this guy because he has the ignorance in the communities that he comes from doesn't allow for divergent opinions and ideas. It's a black hole. It's a black vortex that eats up all opinions, and it tends to suck you into this twisted mindset where where racist comments become the norm. And the truth is this is what you see in the black community is exactly what happens in the white community. The same thing. I've come to the point where I've realized that black people of my race, people of my color, are acting the exact same way as white people that you would find in lower economic situations as well. And it's sad. All right, I'm going to move on to this article. It's up on your screen. I found it this week, Business Insider magazine. And it was actually talking about why some people in some countries don't smile. And the article was entitled, Why Russians Don't Smile. And I've seen Russians. You know, when you see a Russian man, I heard the comment mentioned once, actually by a couple of white guys, that the average Russian man could be cast for the average bad guy in any movie. And they were laughing about it because these guys don't smile, and they tend to look like bad guys sometimes because of this culture. But what the article is saying is the laughing for no reason is a sign of stupidity. This is something that comes out of their culture. You can read the article. I'll go ahead and post it in the link below. I'll post all the articles. Another comment they had in the article was, "It's smiling is evidence you're a fool, a tricky fool." Okay, now this is Russia. This is you got to think socioeconomics. You got to think, maybe is this the whole country? But it also gives some interesting graphs. But what I wanted to get into and what I wanted to share was that there's a similar mentality in the black community here in America. And it's shared even in other countries. And in this case, Russia, a white country. So it's not just black people, but here in America, it's a problem because, obviously there's this pressure to not smile too much and to not be too friendly, because it's white. It makes you look white. And this is the kind of pressure that's being put on young African Americans and African American people at large. And this is what I would call the thug class, or the low income class. And what's happening is these ideas are being forced onto people. See, because the average black American doesn't want to be racially misassociated with white. Not that white people are bad, but they want to be black. They want to be their own race. And the people who have the loudest voices in the black community tend to be these type of people. The people who have the loudest voices in the black community, unfortunately, tend to have ideas just like this black man in the video. You have a picture here of Kanye West. Kanye West is known for not smiling. Occasionally, now he's starting to smile a little bit more. It's interesting. But he got the rep of not smiling. But it's not just him. He comes out of that culture. He comes out of that culture of the black community, of the ghetto, of the low-income, low socioeconomic group culture, where they don't practice smiling. Because it's ingrained in your mind that it's associated with being white. Now, the funny thing about it, he's married to a white woman. Okay? He's married to a European. See, these type people have no problem interracially marrying white people. And you notice in the video at divorce court, that black man, the 41-year-old rapper, he was married to a biracial woman. You notice that? Check that out. So they have no problem marrying, but when they marry you, you have to adopt their culture. And you notice they're in divorce court, and they're there for a reason, and one of the reasons why he listed is because she smiles too much and she's too friendly. And that's a problem for him. Next article, Kanye West explains the real reason why he doesn't smile. And once again, ignorance. I've listened to Kanye West. He doesn't seem like a stupid person, but he does do some dumb things. He mentioned that he wrote a book, and the book came across, it talks about people in the 1800s while they had paintings, and people were not smiling, and he thought it was cool. Now check this out. So old paintings, it took time to do the painting. Okay, it took time to do the painting, and when the artists were doing the paintings, the people would get tired of smiling, so they didn't smile. Very simple. It was the same thing after photography was developed. It took several minutes for the picture to develop, so the people didn't smile because they didn't want to mess up the picture. They didn't want their smile to drop or something to happen, and then it would distort the image, so they didn't smile. There's a story behind why they didn't smile, but here he is thinking it's something else. But anyway, I want you to just think about this segment of African American culture. Now, it's not everybody like this. Obviously, we can see that there's two groups, and Judge Lynn Toler argues for the other side. She argues on the side of sanity, on the side of normalcy, and the other gentleman is arguing on the side of ignorance. He would be the type that would argue for Ebonics and why Ebonics needs to be spoken. He would be the type that would argue that we need to have rap music with vulgar lyrics. These are the type of people. I'm going to get into these arguments and I'm going to show you how their mind works. But for today, I'm just going to discuss the smiling. In the video, the judge was surprised at his stupidity, at his ignorance. She just couldn't believe it. She said, well, so what, do I lose my black card now because I'm not smiling? And basically, he wanted to say yes, basically yes. And what I want people to get out of this video is all black people are not the same. All black people do not speak the same. All black people are not ghetto. There are some black people that are ghetto and low class, and there are some black people that are not. That's it. That's all I want you to see. And I think, and my whole premise is that there are attitudes in the ghetto where people try to control the whole. They try to represent everyone and then anyone who's not like them automatically gets branded as white. That's it. That's all I wanted to say. Everyone, this has been Common Denominator. Thank you for listening, and go ahead and subscribe.